hatred which divides nation from nation, race from race, class from class. The covetous desires of men and nations to possess that which is not their own. The greed which exploits the labours of men and lays waste to the earth. Our envy of the welfare of others. Our indifference to the plight of the homeless and the refugee. The lust which uses to ignoble ends the bodies of men and women. The pride which leads us to trust in ourselves and not in God. The hatred which divides nation from nation, race from race, class from class. The covetous desires of men and nations to possess that which is not their own. The greed which exploits the labours of men and lays waste to the earth. Our envy of the welfare of others.
On the steps of Coventry Cathedral, Jasmine, a 25-year-old woman, talks to us.
You know, we spend so much of our time hidden away from each other, even more so lately, of course, and when we're wanting change, we turn to the internet or social media to tell everyone about the changes that we want. But I've been of the opinion, you know, more and more, even before COVID, why don't we just get out on the streets? Let's just have conversations about the changes that we want out on the streets of Coventry. Do you know what I mean? So thanks! I've really enjoyed hearing your thoughts about what you want for the city and yourselves. I've got a few more gatherings planned, so please tell others, bring them along, and let's just keep the conversation going.
She holds up a pile of leaflets.
I want to remind you, as if you needed reminding, of course, that no matter what the historical symbolism is of where we're stood now, The story of this city is not, in all honesty, about these two cathedrals or this wonderful statue of St. Michael and the Devil. It's not about our ability to always be at the forefront of all those new technologies and inventions that have shaped the last 250 industrialised years, and that I acknowledge are important to us as a city as we move forward. Because I'm not a hater, I'm a wanter, yes? But what do I want? I want connection, no more isolation. And my mum's giving me the eye. Stay on message, Jasmine.
Jasmine's
Sorry,
mother,
I'm
Caroline,
so excited talking to you all.
sits at her feet on the
Yes,
steps.
the story of Cov. It's also not City of Culture.
She also has
It's not
leaflets.
the FA Cup 1987. It's not 5G. It's not Lady Godiva herself. It is not the night of November 14th, 1940, and the damage caused to this beautiful ruin here. The story of Coventry is being written every day in those very neighbourhoods out there beyond Legoland. And every day brings a new story. So listen to those stories. Give space. Listen to those who want to tell them. Tell yours back. Connect your stories together. Don't believe you don't have the power. Sorry, Mum's giving me the eye again. So, we have work to do, Cov. We've got connections to make and talking to do. We have questions to answer about the future of our cities and our town centres. And this isn't about government or council bashing, far from it. I see the good in everyone.
Caroline
But I'm learning
stands up.
every day that if we want to feel like we are part of a progressive community, local, worldwide, we have to bring everyone together into the middle of the circle. And right now, the systems that are in place, that is just not the case. We can work to change things ourselves, but I would rather everyone is a part of that conversation. There's a few of you stood here now. Policymakers, city council bods, rubbing shoulders with Joe Public. How does that feel? Even Councillor Neil Kennedy himself has
She
turned
points.
up.
Her mother drops the
Yay!
leaflets. She scurries to pick them
Hey
up.
Neil, why don't you reply to my emails? I'm only joking. But let us be a part of the conversations you're having, yes? Don't make plans or take decisions that ignore us. If you all like what you've heard and you want to know more about what we've got planned, then take a leaflet off my mum. She'll be circulating amongst you. There she is.
She points.
Thanks, Mum. Can everyone give Caroline a quick round of applause? Woo!
Caroline blushes.
We'll be heading off in a sec. I've got a quick interview with Trish from BBC CWR, and then we're off to Millennium Place, and you are all welcome. So thanks. That's it. The end. We will be heading off. Feel free to follow. It is a lovely day. Let's keep talking.
Jasmine and her campaigners stride off up the steps. A tall man in a grey suit, brown hair brushing his collar, steps
Can I
up to
help?
Caroline. She stands.
All right.
Great to see you.
And you?
He
I
sweeps
heard
back his
Jasmine
floppy
too.
fringe, a habitual gesture.
So what brings you here?
What brings you here?
Well, it's all part of the job description. Word on the street and all that.
Down with the kids.
Come on, try.
It's brilliant to see you.
How's things?
Good, you?
I can't complain.
How long were you?
Well, I'm on my way to a meeting,
They look at each other.
It's good to see you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you.
yeah.
Or not. I don't know.
No, yeah, hey, of course it is. It's,
You're right.
You haven't changed.
Don't be daft.
I was being serious.
You have.
Well, I've still got my own teeth.
Impulsively, they hug.
I don't think we should be doing that.
Double jabbed, aren't we?
Yes.
Outside, aren't we?
Last time I looked.
Give us another one then.
She hugs him again.
So, how did you be back? I'm presuming you're back, or are you just visiting, or...?
A year or so, just before COVID.
Right. So you've been away all this time until what, last Feb?
Late Jan.
Right. I presume you must have been, because I've never...
Oh, well, there's been the odd trip back, here and there, but generally abroad, yeah.
Right. Wow, a year? Have we not seen each other?
Well, there are a few thousand of us living here, Neil. But yes, the wanderer returns.
Oh,
Neil looks
Shit,
at his
I'm
watch.
supposed to,
Oh, yeah. You were on your way somewhere.
yes, I'm just on my way to a
Saturday,
meeting. Well,
Sorry.
no,
go
I am.
ahead. I believe you.
Hey, look, it's really good to see you.
He starts to go, stops, takes out his mobile. He dials.
Kaz!
She stops,
Sorry, hold on.
comes
hold
back.
on. Hey, Paul, could you do me a favour? Could you take this next meeting for me, please? Yeah, something has come up. Yeah. Yes, it's important. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
He puts his phone away.
He can handle it. He's good, he's Paul.
I've got goosebumps.
You look great, by the way.
Feels like us meeting up on the steps all over again.
We could manage a half at the crowd.
Well, this time of day.
Why didn't I just cancel a meeting for you?
Oh, for me. By the way, that was really rude of me just now. You haven't changed a bit. You're wrinkle-free.
Shall we?
They
How
start
old
to
are you now?
walk.
Oh, gosh, now you're getting personal. Anyway,
58?
you know I'm 57, Kaz. You're 58.
Am I?
Yeah, what, you still can't remember how old
Well,
you
you
are?
know I never. Even now,
How can
I
someone-
forget when someone asks me.
Forget how old they are.
It's true. First time I saw you, I did the same thing.
I know, that's why I mentioned it.
17th birthday, Tile Hill College,
Get that pub across the road.
1980. What was it called?
Woodlands or something? I think you'll find it was 79.
1980. You walk up to me. Have you got a light? So.
No, I failed all my O-levels
corny.
in June
You
of 79.
always were.
I finished school and then I started at Tyler in September. Trying to stop winding me up.
Winding you up, would I ever?
You still got that glint.
How old are you? 16? No, I just turned 17.
I love it. Anyway, for the record, I'm 57 and you're 58, Kaz, okay?
Oh, well, thanks for clearing that up.
Pleasure.
You look older, by the way.
But of course.
I just thought I'm supposed to be helping Jasmine.
They
Don't know
stop.
what she'd think of me, slacking off to the booze.
Look, sure, look, I was going to a
Done well
meeting
for
anyway.
yourself, though.
Well, yeah, I've got a dodgy knee, but I can still manage 3 laps of the park. And 2 pints of Carlin, no hangover, so yeah, when you put it like that.
Work-wise, what are you, head of?
Oh, look, titles don't mean anything. Anyway, it's not work, I'm an elected councillor,
Vocational.
if you like.
A calling almost.
Almost.
Modest with it.
Always.
Not when you were crowning yourself best adamant impersonator in the Dog and Trumpet 1980 something or other.
Me?
You're proud, though,
Of being the year's best?
of the work you do.
It's not for me.
Who's it for, then?
Well, like it's a vanity project.
Your words, not mine.
Oh, is that what you think?
Well, from what I've gleaned from the shortish time of my return, not that I've been stalking you on social media or anything,
That means you have.
well, I can't pretend you haven't crossed my mind, Neil, considering our history.
Our history.
What?
So, you've been stalking me. Where?
Oh, well, you're on boring things like LinkedIn, aren't you? Had a mosey on there. Facebook, wife, 2 children. No address, of course, so I've not been able to stand outside your house all night.
I'm hoping this is another wind-up.
Your family look lovely.
Thanks. How about you?
Separated.
So Jasmine's your daughter?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Why would you?
Oh, just,
All those emails she's been sending you.
she's got your spirit. I'll give her that.
Yes. So, what have I gleaned from my stalking? I've gleaned that the lovely Neil Kennedy got rid of his earring and his Clash t-shirt, wears a suit and tie, is an elected councillor, something to do with regeneration, and is getting everybody's backs up by wanting to pull down buildings of aesthetic and historical interest, stick new bricks up in the sky, and ignore what everyone thinks.
That's not my style. You know me well enough.
I haven't known you for nearly 40 years, Neil. I've no idea why you do what you do. I mean, like, yeah, there's a lot here that's changed. I can see why some people might get upset.
Not that it affects you.
What does that mean?
Oh, you don't live here, you just...
Well, I do. I just...
Well, you left, you've come back, you'll probably go again.
Well, if you keep gabbling such nonsense, I probably will, yeah. What is this?
Nothing, it's just you, isn't it? You're an explorer.
Now you're on the wind-up. Leave, return, what's the difference? Leave Coventry and you're never welcome back. That's not Cov style.
Leaving, though, depends how you... I don't know, all right, maybe it's just me.
What is?
Well, cut me open, I've got Cov blue running through my veins.
That's not what you meant, though, is it?
Isn't it?
You tell me.
Nothing to tell. Look, how long are you planning on staying?
I'm back. This is it. This is me.
Where you living?
Just off the Leamington Road.
Working, you're a woman of leisure.
Guest lecturing.
Right, what in?
Life sciences, health and community studies. So leaving depends on what?
Oh.
You were saying leaving depends on ...
It's gone now.
I thought I detected something.
Like what?
I said leave Cov and you're never welcome back. That's not Cov style. And you said leaving though it depends on...
I just meant there's always another side to it.
To leaving.
Yeah. It depends on how you leave, maybe. Oh, Caroline, look, this is all so...
Maybe leaving also maybe means hurting someone.
We were kids.
So we are talking about what I thought we were talking about.
I'll take your word for it.
They're in the cathedral ruins now.
No, not at all. It's really nice to see you.
I'm surprised, of course, but it is...
Exactly. Angry about what?
You know what?
Look, let's just say that when somebody hurts you, it doesn't last. Well, in my case, the hurt, it didn't last that long. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You know, pretty quickly it just turns to anger. So you're angry because someone decided to leave. So when you left me, I was angry, okay? But am I angry at you now? No.
It's all so many years ago.
Yes. So what are we doing both standing here?
You were helping me pick up my leaflet.
Oh, yeah. Don't suppose you don't have power. She does, everyone does.
Well, some have more than others.
Well, how would we ever get anything done?
Without an unequal distribution of power?
Weirdly so, yeah.
You don't believe that.
I believe in progress.
You were one of the most anti-authoritarian people I knew. I remember us in the Campbell many a night plotting revolution.
Can't change things from the outside looking in.
Well, from what I see of the world, there's far too many people on the outside who'd like to be on the inside, and they're not allowed in.
He hands her the
What are
leaflets.
you doing standing here?
I don't know. Maybe I should have thought better of it. Let the past go by.
Could. That'd be a shame.
Behind them, the reconciliation sculpture.
It's like a lifetime ago. I don't know why I'm being so shirty. I'm sorry.
First love and all of that.
Cut's the deepest, doesn't it?
Rod Stewart!
No, Cat Stevens, actually. The first cut is the deepest.
We
They're
were
walking
pretty
again.
crazy about each other.
I think the word was inseparable.
Do you think you ever love again? Like the very first time you ever realised you were in love?
Now that is getting deep.
I'd like to think it's possible.
So I take it you haven't so far?
Not yet.
So I should be standing here feeling flattered. You planning on falling in love again anytime soon?
I'm pretty happy right now. Why would I want to mess it up?
Well, we're testament to that. Happiness and love don't always go hand in hand. So,
Anyway, yeah.
I should,
I thought Paul was running the meeting.
Well, he is, yeah, but I don't want to...
Well, if you think there's something to do out there that's more interesting than spending another 10 minutes talking to me, then go ahead. What's so funny?
You always were.
So what would you say?
About what?
Then?
Me and you?
Yeah.
It's not something I spend a lot of time thinking about, not anymore.
Well, ditto. But then there's now, and all of a sudden we've just walked back into each other's lives, and I'm stood here looking into your eyes.
He grimaces comically, looks away.
Oi!
What? I got distracted. What were you saying?
We're here, aren't we?
I don't know what I'd say. To who?
To me.
Why would I want to say anything?
I just thought you might. You get the stage for 5 minutes.
I'd need more than 5 minutes.
Oh, Jeremy Kyle.
Not really, no. You're so lovely, Caroline. You always were. I wouldn't want to... But now we're suddenly here. You know, there's things I could say.
Things? What does that mean?
Well, look, there's no point going over
But you said there are things you could...
I know, but what is this? Am I here to...
We're not here to do anything.
What, you're fishing?
Not at all.
Sounds like it.
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
You're unresolved business.
I wouldn't call it business.
No, but I don't mean in that sense. It's the business of me and you, which obviously bothers you more than it does
So
me.
you're not
because
bothered?
No, not anymore.
You seemed a bit bothered when you saw it was me.
Although I already knew you were here.
Did you?
Yeah, Jasmine was pointing at
Oh,
you.
right, okay, yeah. So what did you think?
Oh, God, I was like, oh, you know. Oh.
Oh, it's Caroline.
Yeah, yeah, I was freaked out a bit, you know. But was I bothered? Yeah, maybe, a little bit. But it's like, get over yourself, Neil. It's a long time ago. What would you say?
I asked you first.
I don't have anything to say.
Okay.
The one thing I would say, however, the one thing I do remember feeling vividly about that time when you just upped and left.
I didn't just up and leave.
Yeah, you did.
Neil.
Look, the city was on its knees, okay. We're stuck out there on Charter Ave, barely 2 pennies to rub together, but we had each other, didn't we? That's true, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so going back to talking about hurt, you leaving like you did, it hurt me. Because, well, you obviously didn't love me in the same way that I loved you.
I loved you just as much.
But not enough to stay.
You always knew I wanted to go though, right?
No, not that I remember.
I do.
Well, one day you're here.
That's not how it was.
Well, like I say,
and the
there's two
next day
sides.
I just upped and left.
Wait, yeah, it felt that way.
I didn't though, did I?
Well,
oh, come on.
I'm just telling you what it was like for me.
I went away to university in Sheffield, Neil, not the South Pole. I gave you the option to come with me.
Following you wasn't an option. It was more like an ultimatum.
From the day we first met, didn't I always say I wasn't going to spend my life sitting around in a city like Cov?
I never got how you could say that.
Coventry wasn't a dump. 1981, 82, 83. The whole country's going to pot. Dad's been made redundant twice in 1 year. Mum's just about getting by on a job at Owen's. Coming to university was a big thing for kids like me and you.
It was our home. It still is, for me anyway.
Me too.
They look at each other.
So I come back now.
Well, Jasmine firstly. Me and her dad separated and she was studying here, and I'm hearing all about all these amazing things she's doing with her activism, as well you know. And maybe I'm jealous, hanging on her coattails, but why not? She has got some great ideas. I wouldn't expect you to understand because you've lived your whole life here, I think. I mean, you have.
Yeah.
You have. Okay, right. But, so in my experience, there's something about being desperate to leave a place, which means, I don't know, in time it catches up with you. Gradually, you find yourself thinking more and more about returning.
Well, it's more to your taste.
Oh, don't be silly. I'm talking about belonging.
But if everybody walks out, nothing changes.
If no one ever walks out or anyone leaves anywhere, what do we ever learn about anything? You've only got one life.
And I'm the corny one. I asked you to marry me.
Yes.
You accepted. 6 months later, you tell me that we're all finished.
For what it's worth. You know how sorry I was.
Caroline's sitting on the edge of a bench.
But we were so... I was 20, for God's sake.
Doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Why didn't you ever talk to me?
Oh, memory is such a subjective thing, isn't it, Neil? We talked for hours.
No, I don't mean that.
Shall
I mean...
we get married? Yes, but I really still want to go to university. Or will I stay and try and get a job? Oh, but there are no jobs. Yes, but we should still get married. Okay, so I'll definitely try for uni instead. Oh, but then we'll be married and I won't actually be here. Okay, so still go and then we'll get married afterwards. And then what? I come back If I come back, what do we want to do with our lives? I said yes because I was scared to leave. And the other half of me kept saying, have faith in yourself. You know what you want out of your life. It's your life.
That's exactly what I meant. Yes. There's loads of talk about will you, won't you go to uni, but all the time, inside, you were living a lie.
I didn't see it like that.
I know how it made me feel.
I know.
He's sitting opposite her on a ruined pillar.
Well,
Well,
as you say, you know, memory and all that.
She looks at the floor.
So what did you do with your life? I mean, where did you get to all these
Neil,
years?
don't be spiteful.
I'm not.
We can be adults. I did keep in touch.
Oh, yeah, 2 or 3 letters. Hi, Neil, I'm in America. Dear Neil, I hope you're well. Mexico's amazing.
Again, you knew I was going. I asked you to come with me.
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
I understand that. Being honest, did you ever respond to any of the letters?
I don't know.
Honestly?
She stands close to him, looking into his eyes.
There we go.
They nod.
Everywhere to answer your question. America was just a quick stop, and after that, you name it, I've probably been there.
Whoa, you're touring in a rock band?
Oh, that's you. That was your dream.
Yeah, still is.
Global charities. Community health.
Right.
Oh, God. All makes us sound so ancient.
We are ancient. How's your mum? How's your dad? Are they still...
They pass.
Sorry. Same.
Top of the tree now.
How on earth did that happen?
I'm still 17.
She
I
taps her
tell my
head.
kids, well, you've got kids. You're staring at?
You.
I'm really self-conscious all of a sudden.
I'm just exploding with regrets.
Bit late now.
Oh, you're so
What?
relaxed.
I am relaxed.
Emotionally, you're so... I don't know.
You don't know me.
Of course I do.
No, you don't. You just remember me. We're practically strangers.
I don't remember you like this.
All I said was...
It's a bit late now. So you're not exploding with regrets?
I thought that's what we'd just been talking about. I spent too many years living with regret. Could I have done things differently? Should I have come with you? Why wasn't I good enough? It damaged me. Made me... Oh, I don't know, guarded. But, as we've both been at pains to point out, it was a long time ago. I've put it all behind me.
Give me your mobile and
Oh, no, I don't think that's a very good idea.
Why not?
Well, you know, it's been lovely seeing
we
you
could
again.
do like
but...
a proper lunch. I mean, there's so much to talk about.
Is there?
Of course.
I don't think there is, to be honest. You know, as far as your daughter's concerned, for that matter, I'm a grey man in a grey suit. There's not a lot else I can offer you apart from the subject of me and you, and I think we've kind of covered that.
Not even for old time's sake.
You definitely are the corny one.
Oh no, that's definitely you. Corn running through your veins. First one to say I love you.
How was that corny?
It wasn't. I was joking. It was brave. I'm ashamed I didn't appreciate it enough at the time. Since I returned, you're all I thought about.
I don't believe that.
I've been out looking for you.
What?
Since I got back. Not every day, and sometimes not at all, and then 3-4 days on the trot. Places I remember us going to, old meeting places. Sometimes I think I'd seen you in the market, M&S, but it never was. And I just ignored it, you know, carried along working alongside Jasmine. And then I did see you. 6 weeks ago or so, out of the blue. You came out of the council house, you were with a few other people, work colleagues, I guess, and I was crossing the road and seeing you. I got to jump.
He pats her chest.
Well, what's all that about? I've worked with women all over the world. Women whose lives are so broken it makes you want to cry at night. Women raped by militias. Women struggling to make enough money every day to feed their kids. And I always tell them and their community, never stop talking about what you feel. Support each other. There is no shame in your eyes. And I think it dawned on me, standing there watching you walk past. I've never talked to anyone about me and you. And maybe it's not ashamed as such. But I realised that all I've ever felt, actually, about our time together, which is terrible considering how happy we were, is shame. It ended.
She covers her face with her hand.
Wow.
Well, on that bombshell.
She takes out her mobile.
Give me here.
No.
No?
Holds it out
Let's
to
just
him.
leave it.
Why not?
Because it's totally irrational and it's totally
Love is
stupid.
irrational.
You don't love me.
I've never stopped. Did you?
Jasmine approaches.
Mum! Are you coming or what?
Sorry, love.
Oh, you're still here?
No, just give us 5
To
minutes.
Neil.
Jazz.
What?
No, just go back to Millennium Place and I'll join you.
I was there, you didn't come. Thanks for listening earlier.
To Neil.
Well, you've always got something interesting to say.
Thanks. Any other feedback?
No, it's not my place.
Run along, Jazz.
Run along. Acts like she's the one in charge of this relationship. But that's exactly the point I'm trying to make, Councillor. This whole thing, standing up here, it's about reminding us that we're all part of a big family. I don't mind if you do have feedback. Another point of view in life is always worth considering.
Oh, yeah, that's true, but it's all
About
good.
those emails,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
could you just explain a few things to me?
Look, I really do need to get to that meeting, so...
Meetings. Everyone's in meetings these days. All the people with the power, staring into the Zoom Death Star, making decisions about our lives.
It's actually a meeting, so...
Oh, nice. Okay, so 2 minutes.
Look, just email me any of your worries, any
Mum,
of your concerns. I'll definitely...
He wants me to re-email him. That's hilarious. Well, I'll just ask anyway, now that you're here. Maybe we can finish with a quick selfie.
I don't.
This new city centre development that everyone's talking about has put me in mind of public consultation, and I've got a question. Why do you and the council solicit public opinion and then ignore it? Looking at the response, clearly a lot of people don't want this planned development to go ahead. Then I got thinking about the affordable housing aspect. Will the said housing, I asked myself, deliver on the council's commitment to creating a balanced social and economic community so that the city centre is a place that we can all live in? In what ways will it combat isolation and inequality? Will the housing meet the needs of low-income families, the elderly, first-time buyers? I know that swanky one-bedroom apartments sell higher or fare better for private rental schemes, but the developers just seem to have gone a bit sketchy on the detail. Last question, homogeneity.
Jazz, go ahead.
What drives you, do you think, in your endeavours to ensure that Coventry looks as much like Birmingham or Manchester?
That's an overused point of view.
It's not a point of view, I'm just stating the facts. Let's start with the first one, homogeneity.
So where do you get your ideas from, Jasmine?
Caroline sits wearily on a bench.
Activist.
Well, then, this vibe that you carry around with you, it's not my experience of the community, I guess is all I'm saying. Do you know, I meet people on a daily basis and they're excited. Not only about the planned developments there might be, but also generally about what we are trying to do here. Have you any idea how difficult it is to attract investment to a city like this? Well, you want me to just turn my back? Cov people deserve the best.
Councillor Neil, I am an independent trader living in the shadow of an approaching compulsory purchase order because the council wants to create a new shopping experience. And I represent and talk with members not just of the trading public, but just, you know, the public, which is what it all comes down to, essentially. We're incredibly knowledgeable, so it's always worth listening, dare I say, connecting in meaningful ways, because it's the public ultimately that decides with their feet on what works and what doesn't. We want to feel like we're stakeholders in this city that we breathe life into. We want you to have some faith in what we think. I think I've got a wicked business. Me, other traders, people who man the stations, we have imagination and we have flair and we have passion for our work. I came here to study. I decided to stay and make my life here, and as soon as those bulldozers come and knock down my shop unit, I'll be getting on your back times 10. I love Coventry. I love the way it looks. I hate to lecture you, but it's going to take more than a few new shops to magic Coventry into the top 10 or top 5 cities in the UK, or whatever it is you think you're trying to achieve. Boohoo, ASOS, they bought Debenhams.
They did.
Mum, you all right?
I'm feeling a bit queasy.
We'll have some water. But they're not planning on any shops anytime soon.
Look, this isn't about shops. The planned development that I'm assuming you're talking about clearly imagines a new atmosphere. Gosh.
Neil, I agree with you. The high street died. Blah, 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 blah. And so, I'm saying we need to do it differently. And so look at what people have done in Bull Yard, for example, or City Arcade, in order to revitalise those areas, which your new scheme will knock down. Independent traders, local entrepreneurs, theatre makers, visual artists, beauticians, indie supermarkets from all 4 corners of the world. People energy. Because what makes an actual city councillor? I'm saying the energy, the feel. What do you say we dream it up between us?
I really do have to go.
Let me spell it out for you, Neil. No one wants what you're offering because they can get it elsewhere.
Well, that's quite some claim. We haven't done so bad up in Cathedral Lanes. Shocking how people don't want all that quality hospitality. It's shocking the way that people of Coventry are being subjected to a 40 million plus spend on public realm so we can create open and pleasurable spaces where we can all come together.
We're looking to the future, aren't we? Mum, where are you going?
Nowhere, I'm just clearing my head.
Caroline walks
some water?
away. Neil follows her. Hands her a bottle. She takes it, swigs from it, looking into his eyes all the
Neil.
time. She hands it back.
We're looking to the future.
Of course.
You're never slow to remind us on Twitter, and we should look to the future. I absolutely agree. And so I'm saying there has to be a new way of measuring things.
Okay.
Where we are today and the future, now more than ever, it's existential.
It's...
In every aspect of the way we live our lives. Education, health, well-being, environment, race, equality, regeneration. The systems that we choose to live under within these settlements we call cities are shot. There has to be a new story that we can tell our grandkids. It's about how well we all did together, how well we were listened to, included. Don't isolate, no matter what you do in life. This is Cov, yeah? We always lead from the front.
I know that.
I know you do. I think you're a decent bloke.
I was born here. I grew up here. It's not just about shops though, is it? Newer sustainable industries, battery factories, clean air policies, green transport. You don't want to hear that either.
It's not that I don't want things. What I want is for more of us to be heard.
You know, my old man used to say, 1960s in Cov, you could finish one job on a Friday and start another on a Monday morning. Come the 80s, kids like me and your mum, matter of fact, we were just talking about those times, we'd get one job if we were lucky. You know, anything that I propose to council, any new developments that I push for that I think are going to mean jobs in Coventry here now for people now and in the future, I don't do it because I'm spiteful or because I want to tear down the city's brutalist gems willy-nilly, as some naysayers would have you believe. I'm not against your independent businesses. and your passion and your flair. You know, I look at the city in the way that I do, Jasmine, because I need us to be part of the national picture, not just somewhere with buildings of historical interest. We've got 2 first-class universities here. We need to keep that talent and build around it. People need a reason to stay. All too often people leave, or they feel that they can't live their lives in the way that they want to. That's existential too. You're way too young. But I remember what it was like when jobs collapsed here. All the Masses, Peugeot, Triumph, all of them abandoning ship. People's livelihoods erased, skills laid to waste. The city was like a ghost town, violence, racism, and here we are now, 2021.
Violence, racism.
Oh, yeah, look, I'm not arguing with you. Maybe I'm in a better position this time around to help deal with that. But you see the poverty in this city, Jasmine. The low wages, the poor job prospects. Did we ever recover from it? That's the story that people still tell and haven't forgotten. I don't want people to live like that. They've got to know that somebody's got their back. I really do need to go. Kaz, I'll catch you soon.
Kaz,
Look, hey, me and your mum were old friends.
you have the ear of a counsellor and you've never told me.
We haven't seen each other for nearly 40 years until about 30 minutes ago.
Okay, well, how well do you two know each other?
We were in love with each other.
I beg your pardon.
Caroline,
What?
it was a long time ago.
Oh, will you stop saying that? It doesn't matter how long ago it was. We were stupidly in love with each other. What do you think of that? We were also engaged to be married.
You two?
It's a fair cop.
Hold on, when was this?
Early 80s.
It's a teenage romance.
Oh, so you're just dismissing it?
Well, it's what you always said to me.
This isn't a joke.
Mum, it's ancient history.
Just a bit.
Thanks.
Oh, look, Kaz, can we just draw a line in the sand, all right?
Let's not.
Sorry?
What if we didn't?
Why are we even
But things can change.
on the back of a chance
On
meeting?
the basis that...
Well, look, Kaz, we bumped into each other. It was bound to happen. It'll probably happen again. It'd be great when it does, but there's nothing else. No premise under which I'd feel comfortable naming those odds.
Because you still think there's something between us?
No. No, I don't. I don't think there's anything between us. I'm married. I like my life. I love my job. I'm a happy middle-aged man seeking no complications. Kaz, I'm sorry.
She bursts into tears and walks away, handkerchief pressed to her eyes.
She was really upset. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Well, something's gone on.
Look, Jasmine, there's no issue here, okay? Your mum and I, we were just talking, nothing more.
Phone numbers.
What?
I'm crying over a bloody phone number. He won't. It's just... It's rejection.
It's nothing of the sort.
Quite rightly so.
Caroline.
What phone number?
Ridiculous bloody fantasy.
I'm confused.
Your mum asked me for my mobile number so we could keep in touch. I said I'd prefer we didn't.
But you just said you know each other.
Yeah, we do.
So what's the problem? She's not going to stalk you.
I already have.
What?
Well, no.
Mum, what is going on with you?
It's fine. It's all
We
nothing.
have work to do and you are chasing down an old love affair.
It's
No
fine.
offence, Neil.
None taken.
It's fine.
I hope so.
It is. It is.
It's not like you're not going to see him again. The noise that we're making, the counsellor won't be able to resist coming down to check us out. Hold on, actually, so my arch enemy,
Well, that's a bit harsh.
my nemesis.
You're a sympathetic ear, Jasmine.
Yeah, right. That is so weird. My arch enemy used to date my mum!
How is that so funny?
Oh, the 1980s. When even was that? Do you know what I mean? Okay. Counsellor. So what are we going to do now that we're practically related to one another?
Jazz!
Could have been. Hold on, so who broke it off? I could have been the counsellor's daughter, get Neil right over the barrel, get my own way. It was a joke. Loosen up, Neil. Nothing changes, okay? You and me, toe to toe forever. You two, though, that is so cool. Right, can we head off now, please? Seeing as
walks
you know
away.
my mum so well, you really do need to stop ignoring my emails, by the way. Are we good?
Come in.
I'll walk with you.
I thought you had to go to a meeting.
Mum!
Just go.
You okay?
Come in.
Kaz?
Of course.
I didn't mean to,
Look,
sorry.
Neil. It's all right. Let's walk together, okay? One last time. Let's walk with Jazz down to Millennium Place. And then we'll go our separate ways.
They walk together, but several feet apart. As they go down the steps, Neil briefly puts his hand on her back in a consoling gesture, before they both disappear. The three actors return and take their bows. They smile, wave to the audience, and turn to go back down the steps. And that's the end of this afternoon's performance of The Return.